The iPhone event came and went, and as expected there's no longer an iPhone mini, but a new model that was introduced to take that available slot, and it's the iPhone 14 Plus. Unlike the mini, which was basically a base iPhone but smaller, the iPhone 14 Plus is basically a base iPhone but bigger. And introducing this new iPhone 14 Plus model is a great move for Apple. Here's why I believe this is the best phone for most users. Shout out to SUPCASE for sponsoring this video. So let's talk about this new iPhone 14 Plus and what it's all about. It's a 6.7-inch phone with a nice OLED display and a very familiar notch. While the more expensive iPhone 14 Pro models basically got rid of the notch, the base iPhone 14 and this iPhone 14 Plus are keeping it. So they're not much different from last year's iPhone, honestly. Still, we have that premium design with flat edges, IP68 water resistance, the old A15 Bionic chip from last year, and a dual camera on the back. Like the base iPhone 14, the iPhone 14 Plus has a 12-megapixel main camera and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera with 2x optical zoom and up to 5x digital zoom. No LiDAR sensor, no third telephoto camera. In fact, the iPhone 14 Plus doesn't get any of the big Pro features the Pro models have gotten. And we're not just talking about that dynamic island cutout that replaced the notch. The iPhone 14 Plus is also notably missing always-on display, which the Pro models finally have. It also can't shoot videos in the Apple ProRAW video format, and as we mentioned earlier, doesn't get the new, more powerful Apple A16 Bionic chip. But to be honest, most people probably don't care about any of that. And that would be the reason why I believe the iPhone 14 Plus is arguably the best iPhone to buy. A lot of smartphone users, such as myself, love big phones, big screens and big batteries, but don't necessarily wish to pay extra for Pro bells and whistles. So the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max have gotten features that make them unique, while the iPhone 14 Plus is basically a bigger iPhone 14. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If you ever wanted a big phone before, well, before the iPhone 14 Plus you had to pay over $1,000 for an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now you can just get the iPhone 14 Plus for $899, and you get both a large display and a large battery. In fact, I'd wager that the iPhone 14 Plus will be one of the best modern iPhones when it comes to battery life, precisely because of its large size, yet lack of always-on display. Stay tuned for a full review of the iPhone 14 Plus on PhoneArena.com very soon, but for now we can say that things are looking pretty good for that phone. Apple claims that the iPhone 14 Plus battery can last up to 20 hours of streaming YouTube videos or movies and up to 100 hours of audio playback. Those numbers are quite impressive, and we even get 20-watt fast charging, which should top up the battery up to 50% in just 30 minutes. Of course, this being Apple, or just any random flagship brand, the iPhone 14 Plus won't come with a charger out of the box, so you have to supply your own 20-watt charging brick. And we also have MagSafe wireless charging up to 15 watts, or basic Qi charging at up to 7.5 watts. So dropping a minimum of $900 on the iPhone 14 Plus is still not a small amount, and like most people, you'd prefer to keep that baby looking new, so you can eventually sell it for a good price when it's time to upgrade, right? Well, I know from experience keeping an iPhone pristine isn't easy. As premium as those phones are, one occasional drop can get the display scratched and the edges even bent. Thankfully, this video sponsor SUPCASE has some awesome cases you should definitely consider getting for your new iPhone 14. First, we have the UB Pro, this beautiful rugged case that has both a kickstand that doubles as a ring holder and a belt clip holster that rotates 360 degrees. You can, of course, remove the belt clip holster part and just use the case, which will protect your new iPhone's front, back and sides from daily wear and tear, scratches and drops. Check out how the kickstand offers plenty of viewing angles, and not just in landscape orientation for watching movies and videos hands-free, but it even works in portrait orientation too. This would be great for your video calls or for watching vertical videos like YouTube Shorts. And as a YouTuber myself, I can already picture how this versatile kickstand can be used for filming videos by putting your phone on a flat surface. Perfect for those of you who also film YouTube videos with your iPhones without needing a tripod. In fact, this case design from SUPCASE is a winner of CNET's annual drop test with the highest total feet, and on top of everything else, it even comes with a built-in screen protector. We also have the SUPCASE UB Pro Mag, which features the same fantastic rugged design but is also MagSafe compatible. Now let's check out how strong that MagSafe is. And best of all, SUPCASE is currently offering a 25% off hero discount for students, teachers, healthcare workers, and first responders. Check out the links below for details and get yourself one of those awesome versatile cases to not only keep your phone safe, but so you can use it more conveniently too. SUPCASE has these and other cases available on Amazon, so whether you want a rugged case or a slimmer one, they've got you covered. I mean, look at my iPhone. I wish I had one of those awesome cases before it got all scratched up and bent from just the 2 times I've dropped it so far. I'm gonna have a hard time selling this iPhone for a good price now. Don't let this happen to your phone. So get superior drop protection with SUPCASE. Again, check the links in the description. Back to the iPhone 14 Plus. Personally, as someone who loves huge phones, I consider this new iPhone model to be just the right thing for Apple to try out next. I want the big screen, I want the big battery, yet I don't wish to pay pro prices for features that I'll never need or use, such as a third camera or the LiDAR sensor. And in my experience, a lot of people feel the same way also. We've all grown accustomed to large phones, but yeah, not all of us necessarily need those pro features or wish to pay those pro prices. Based on how underwhelming the iPhone mini was in terms of sales, we can see that people clearly gravitate towards big phones these days. Heck, even just simply texting on the iPhone mini was difficult for me due to its size. So the way I see it, Apple is doing the right thing, not only for people like me, but for itself as a business. It tried small phones and they underperformed in sales, but a large yet reasonably affordable big phone, now that should sell pretty well. In fact, I'm willing to bet that this new iPhone 14 Plus has the potential to outsell the iPhone 14 Pro Max this generation, as it's reasonable to assume most people used to buy the previous Pro Max models purely because they were bigger, not so much because they had any pro features worth spending money on. But we'll see, won't we? In fact, why don't you share what you think? Is the iPhone 14 Plus a good idea in your opinion, or do you believe it will flop? Let us know in the comments. I'm Radu with PhoneArena. Stay tuned for more videos about the new iPhones and all of the other cool phones we have and will get later this year, and I'll see you next time.